Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to 330 to go. I'm your host, Hank Forrester, coming to you live from Stakeout Studios overlooking the rolling plains of Hardesty Park. We have a jam-packed episode for you tonight as we debunk the myths surrounding the local grocery store scene and dive headfirst into discussion surrounding Ohio high school football. But before we do that, we're once again joined by the golden tones of Roddy Voorhees.
Good evening, Hank. Tonight's episode is brought to us by His and Hers Wedding and Party Service. I got a question. Did any of you get engaged over the Thanksgiving holiday? If you did, now's the time to act. If you book your DJ with His and Hers before January 1st, you will get 50% off the uplighting package of your choice. I don't know about you, that seems like a fantastic deal. You can find them on Facebook and the Knot. Don't delay. Make that call today.
It's all about the hers, Roddy.
It's all about the hers. How you doing?
How you doing, man?
Yes.
Hey, you know what? Hey, since our last episode, Roddy, I posted about this live, yesterday or 2 days ago?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, well, since our last episode, the Cavs are now in a tear. Okay, hold on, we'll get back to that. Holiday light shows are all set up, and Archie, our boy, is in full swing. We've also both picked out our Christmas trees without much drama.
Yep, that's very true.
Hey, how did that go for you, Roddy?
It was dude, the weather was fantastic. We went on Sunday. Instead of going to Gale House this year, we tried Moore's Tree Farm in Hartville. They were pretty good. Not a whole lot of drama with the tree shopping, as one would expect. The kids and the wife did pretty good. We got a tree in less than an hour and made it home, and it didn't fall off the van.
I need some confirmation from our studio audience. We have a special guest, We have a few guests in the audience here this evening. And one of them is Mrs.
Roddy is
Voorhees,
in the building tonight.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
How you doing, babe?
So, yep.
I love you.
So my question is this true, what he's telling us?
It did not fall off the van, but I did sit watching it carefully the whole way.
She watched it the whole way home.
She watched it carefully the whole way home.
Just to make sure.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
All right, well, right now we're going to get into our first topic.
Well, hold on.
Go ahead.
I have to apologize
to
the fans, the viewers. I had to come off the
480 bridge with the Cavs. They finally gotten it together, and like you said, they're on a tear, and they look as good as anybody in the NBA right now. So a big shout out to Coach Lou, LeBron. Thanks for watching the show and taking what we said and for turning the ship around.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You're giving 330 to go some credit in the turnaround of the Cavs.
I think they watched the show.
Okay,
they had to have.
Well, it's possible based on
crickets.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Let's go with it.
We'll just go with that. All right, folks.
Just a lot of peanut butter.
Like we said, we have a jam-packed episode for you tonight, right? So Act 1, Act 2. Our first topic is going to be grocery store shopping in the 330. It's a very interesting topic because there's such a diversity in terms of the selections that we have in regards to the stores that we have available.
We have lots of options here in the 330. Which is fantastic. Some of these I didn't even know existed.
Well, and one of the things I'd like to start off with before we even get into it is we're really not going to how do I say this? There's so much variation in terms of grocery store shopping. So we're not really going to get into specific nitty-gritties, but we're going to kind of water it down and just focus on generic, general types of store shopping. And the problem with that is we can't go to the mom and pop places.
No.
We can't include like the little markets. We can't include like the meat markets that we go to, like Al's and Dumas Meats and all those kind of places. So we're just focusing right now on your name brand grocery stores that are around Akron and around 330, which, it's obviously bigger than Akron. But the point is, these are some of the places that we're going to be discussing, right? So right now, here's some of the topics we're going to talk about, folks. What is your favorite grocery store to shop at? Where do you feel is the best shopping experience? Where do you go out of convenience? In other words, you all know that you got that one place that's like right around the corner and you just go there because of that. And what are some of the best perks that local grocers offer? Some of you have your fuel perks rewards. Some of them have other reward cards. Please share that with us. So right now, you can see the directions here. Please text your comments to 330-714-7046, and you can include those, and we'll give you a call if you want. If you prefer to be on the air, we're happy to do that as well. In addition to that, we ask that right now, if you're watching, we'd like you to hit the share button. So we're trying to build our audience with this third episode.
Absolutely. The more the merrier.
We've had some nice experiences with our first 2 episodes, and now with this third one, we're trying to build our audience and build our brand. So please hit the share button right now and get us going across Akron. In addition to that, as soon as this is done, I believe tonight, Mr. Moon, the Moon Man, is going to be turning this directly into a podcast. So our goal now is to be more regular in terms of doing things weekly. So we'll try and get that. We'll try and get that there for you, and get that up on the 330togo.com actual website. So if you go there later, 330togo.com, you can see the first 2 episodes are now downloadable as podcasts, and they're available both on iTunes and on any of the Android Play, Google Plays as well. So make sure you take advantage of that. But right now, let's get into it. And please make sure that you also give us some ratings and reviews on iTunes, because that helps to get us better known around town.
Let us know how we're doing.
All right, so here we go. Today's feature stores. I want to focus on those. I think we just had a 2-year-old screaming in the background.
I believe so.
Yes, this is Stakeout Studios. Yes, we're perched over the rolling plains of Hardesty Park, but we still have some children that are running amok.
We do have families.
We do have families. All right, so let's talk about our feature stores. Obviously, we're going to focus more on our local options, and some of it, we have to talk about it, right? How do I say this nicely? Some of this is based on money. Some of this is based on demographics. Some of this is based on location. The opinions that are expressed in this show tonight are ours alone, and we do not in any way hold you accountable for believing them.
Nope. The more you know. The more you know.
We did a lot of research to try and do our due diligence to go around to all these grocery stores to find out what was available in terms of pricing.
We got some looks, too. I don't know about you.
Well,
I got some looks.
I walked into the stores with a clipboard, and
I had some paper and a pen. Yep. One store, which will remain nameless, thought I was a secret shopper.
Well, and the one guy come up to me, he's like, "Can I help you?" And I was like, "Well, sure." And I told him what we were doing. I said, "We're doing a grocery store comparison around Northeast Ohio and around specifically Akron. So what I'd like to do is, I'm going to walk around and I'm going to mind my own business and I'm going to get as many prices as I can for what we're doing." He's like, "That's fantastic." He's like, "Let me know if you need help."
That's great.
And to be frankly honest, we've been very partial to West Akron during this whole podcast fiasco up to this point. But I actually went and did my secret shopping over in Ellett. So I went up and down that Route 91 corridor because I found most of these stores to be there and available.
So you went places that they may not recognize you.
I went places that they would not recognize me for sure.
That's good. Right? Perfect.
All right, so let's get into it. Let's start with Acme Fresh Markets. Okay, now Acme Fresh Markets, again, to be clear, we're here in West Akron. That's where our studio is located. We're literally right around the corner from Acme number 1. All right, so we do. Me and Kate Forrester, we do our regular shopping at Acme on a regular basis. mostly out of convenience and because it's located, again, right around the corner. But the nice thing about Acme, it's been remodeled in the last couple of years. We were one of the last Acmes to be remodeled in this part of Akron. But it's a nice open floor plan. It's very warm and inviting when you're in there.
Agreed.
And, you know, the music was nice. They had Christmas music going. And now they got the upstairs meeting rooms and all that. And they've got a tremendous beer and wine selection. And this particular Acme, the Acme #1, focuses more on wine. So they have a huge wine department.
They're a well-known wine store here.
Yeah. And then the Acme out in Montrose, they have a full liquor store.
That store's fantastic. Acme itself, it looks nice. I've yet to encounter anybody that's rude or mean in that store.
Yeah.
If you can't find something, they're always willing to help.
Acme's more local. Obviously, it's based in Akron. It's the Albrecht family, if you aren't familiar, and they do the community cashback program, so they really focus on giving back to the community as well.
They have an incredible meat sale.
Yes, it's called Meat Week. They do it twice a year. I love it. I stock up the entire freezer, and then we literally shop out of our freezer for 2
There is
3 months
absolutely nothing wrong with that. Yep. I know where I'm coming for dinner.
All right. So next, just down the road, of course, is Giant Eagle. Giant Eagle is a little bigger than local.
Yep.
Again, Giant Eagle has a real nice high-end look to it now. They got upbeat music. Then the interesting thing about Giant Eagle, which I noticed, is half the store is dim. Like it's not.
Yes.
It's not.
Is that to hide the dirt?
No, I think they've got time.
Just kidding.
By the
Just
way,
kidding.
Once again, the views that are expressed on this show tonight, we're going to be all over the place with our opinions.
Was a joke.
The thing about Giant Eagle, they've got everything's brightly lit on the grocery side, but on the produce side, it's like tile and dimly lit. I don't know. There's got to be something psychological about that.
Yeah, we'll have to ask.
Right,
I know they're a Pittsburgh-based company.
We did not go to a market district. The thing about the market districts, right, there's one in Cuyahoga Falls. We did not go to a market district.
Market districts are a little bit different. They're insanely huge, lots of options. Go there and eat because the food is fantastic.
But
some of these.
They kind of set the table, though, for all these fresh market looks now,
I think so,
right?
yeah.
As far as we had mustard seed, and we're not talking about mustard seed tonight because they're full organic, and we're not going that direction with this show. But of course, I just brought them up. They set the table, though, that market district for Giant Eagle. I mean, and people are like, you can go shopping and you can walk around with a glass of wine. And it's like,
you absolutely can.
It's like, everyone's like, wow.
You can also go to Giant Eagle and pick up your Pittsburgh Steelers merchandise.
We know that Giant.
When you have
let the boo happen. Let the boo happen.
Yeah.
Why do you do this?
We don't.
We don't do this.
Right. So the thing about that, Giant Eagle is bigger than just Akron, right? It extends up and down that north coast.
Or Giant Eagle's all over the place.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Next is everyone's fan favorite, and that's Aldi's.
Absolutely, Aldi's.
The thing about Aldi's, a lot of them have been renovated recently. They're tiled now. They've got light music going. It's a very bustling store. They had just had the grand reopening in the Montrose one when I went there. I was there a couple days afterward, and I know Liz shops there. I know Holly shops there. I know Mr. Moon Man shops there.
I shop there.
I ran into Danielle. I ran into Caitlin. I ran into my mama. Literally, this was all like 2 days after the grand opening, and the whole place it looked like a bustling beehive. There were people everywhere, right?
Oh, it's fantastic.
But it had been the first time since I've been in Aldi since the remodel. And it looks nice now. I mean, it looked nice before, but now it's got almost more of a Giant Eagle appeal to it in regards to the tiling and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, absolutely. They're clean. Shelves are a little bit taller.
Yep. So, and everyone, there are a lot of people that will swear and live and die by Aldi's, and we're going to get to that in just a bit when we get into all these pricings, okay? Next was Mark's. So Mark's, again, is a local store.
Yes.
And I went to the one over by Ellett, and, we got a Mark's over here in the Montrose Fairlawn area as well.
Yep.
I got to be honest with you. I felt I was at a non-compliant ADA like flea market.
the Marks in the Montrose area is a little different.
It was
a little different.
It was so cramped. It was
you can't fit two carts down any aisle at all.
I was because we're again. We're not Mark shoppers, okay? But I was really surprised. After going into those other environments first and then walking into the Marks, I felt like,
Yeah, the one by our house, we tried shopping at Mark's for a couple months, and to be honest, I'm not a fan.
Okay. Well, and they got good closeouts.
They may have good
manager
closeouts,
specials, from what I understand,
manager
but
specials.
We'll get into all that.
You can get some sports gear there pretty cheap if you need it.
So then moving down the rung a bit is Dave's. If you ever heard Dave's Supermarket.
Dave's is more Cleveland-based. There is one here local.
The local one is the one I went to. It's on
East Exchange in Arlington.
Over by Arlington.
Yep.
And I ran into Sage Lewis, who's a big Akron podcaster, and he's actually responsible for that Second City homeless shelter. So shout out to Sage. But he was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm here for research." So we're at Dave's, and it was very Giant Eagle-y, but smaller.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, and I got their salad bar was kind of really good. I did get it. I got my salad there.
Okay.
Because I'm a big salad guy for lunch.
Shout out to eating healthy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and Giant Eagle has theirs, which is price X, and then Dave's was like the same stuff but a few extra items for $2 less per pound.
Okay.
So I was like, you know what?
That's
I'm
pretty
here.
good.
I'm just gonna get the wife for lunch and get myself my salad there. So Dave's actually had a nice little fresh organic area that was a little cheaper than some of those others. I did.
Rest in peace, IGA. I couldn't agree more.
There's Joe. Joe, as I'm going up that corridor, I went and pulled into IGA, and it had commercial lot now available signs all over the place. So I was surprised by that because I didn't know that IGAs had closed. Is that?
There's a few. I know there's one out in Minerva. It's owned by the Kishman family. There's one in Rittman, Ohio, but those are a little bit outside of the 330 realm.
I didn't know. I
did a Google search for IGA. When you told me that one in Ellett had closed, I was kind of shocked.
Well, so IGA is closed, and somebody just noted. Wow.
Shout out to Farkle. How you doing, Farkle?
Yeah, I don't care for Farkle. You know what Farkle does?
What's that?
Farkle costs me money. That's all he does.
I don't know what Farkle is. I don't think they know what Farkle is.
Farkle is Team Forrester's Elf on the Shelf. As you can see, he's back over in this area over my head somewhere is where he decided to take up residence last night. So there's Farkle.
What's up, Farkle? How you doing?
Yeah, he cost me money. Well, what did Joe say? The ones locally seem to be mostly gone.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah, the one in Portage Lakes was a staple for a long time.
I remember that was right at 619.
619 and Main Street, right? Yeah, and it is now a Bueller's Fresh Market.
Speaking of, we will not be talking about Bueller's because the closest one I could find was in the Medina area. Neither one of us are close, so we didn't get a chance.
We should have done the one in Portage Lakes.
So, folks, if you're that way, if you're Medina peeps and you want to chime in about Bueller's pricing when we get into the pricing of all this, please feel free to do so.
Or the Portage Lakes location.
I know Team Mr. G, if he's watching out there. What's up, best man? I think they're Bueller shoppers as well. So I'm assuming that Bueller's prices will come in right around Giant Eagle / Acme type pricing.
There is a Bueller's in Wadsworth too.
Bueller's in Wadsworth? Okay, yeah, we're just not Bueller's people.
I know that Bueller's has a dynamic wine selection in most of their stores. It's cheese, yeah, a lot of cheese,
Bueller's
a lot of wine.
known for cheese. All right, so
cheese and wine.
The next was the Save-A-Lots, right? And I gotta be honest with you guys, Save-A-Lot had very limited selections. They're very basic, and they really reminded me of Aldi's. And when we get into the pricing, you're going to be shocked because the pricing was very comparable to Aldi's, like right in line.
Wow.
The difference between Aldi's and Save-A-Lot is in what I would consider to be more lower income areas of the 330, and they're partnered in tandem with the Dollar General Family Dollar cluster.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that.
And when I walked in, it wasn't very inviting. They had music going, but it was like a weird, tantric classical.
Whoa.
It was like Indian or something weird, like Bhangra kind of music.
You were out on an island by yourself right now.
And
Horrible turn of events.
I don't know what
and
you're talking about.
The thing about Save-A-Lot, it was, I don't want to use the word dingy because I'm not trying to downplay them.
I don't think they're known for their appearance.
But it was darker. They're
not
darker.
known for their appearance.
It wasn't very warm like Aldi's was. Okay.
No.
What's what? They're saving the bills by keeping the lights dim. All right, so we'll talk about
Bueller's. I forgot Bueller's in Jackson.
Yeah, Bueller's in Jackson. Well, and again, Bueller's. We just didn't include Bueller's.
That's Canton.
When we get into the pricing, folks, if you want to call in or text in or whatever, please feel
let us
free
know.
and
We don't shop at
include
Bueller's.
Bueller's for us.
We don't know.
In fact, I even had. We get this. I get their
coffee
once a week. We get their circular
Dunkin'
along with all the
Donuts.
others, and it's funny because we get Acme, Mark's, Aldi's, Giant Eagle, and Bueller's.
I think everybody gets those,
and it's free. It comes in the mail,
Yep.
right? So it's not like you got to buy a paper to get the.
Nope,
the
you
specials.
usually can count on getting them every week.
All right, so in the last store, we also did Walmart. We did Walmart.
We did
Target.
Walmart. We did Target.
You did those.
I did those.
We don't consider those grocery stores, but we wanted to include them because they're more convenient
They're
food.
extremely convenient.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I mean, you're there shopping regular.
You
blah, blah,
can
blah.
now order your groceries online at Walmart and then go and pick them up. You don't even have to get out of your car.
Well, at the Walmart super centers, that makes sense because they're full grocery.
But the
right?
one closest to here is
most of
not
these
a
Walmarts
super
around
center.
here. They're not, So I see
Yeah.
Chris is putting out Heinen's.
Is it? Where's there a
Is
Hudson?
Is that Hudson or is that
Hudson.
Sugar Creek area? No, Heinen's. I thought Heinen's was down Amish country, so we didn't get down to there either. So if you want to weigh in on the Heinen's prices, feel free. And then the last one we did was Whole Foods 365. Okay, and the reason I chose Whole Foods is because it's the new rage, it's the new thing in Akron, right? And I knew I wouldn't be finding what I consider to be bargain basement pricing in there, but at the same time, I wanted to have a comparison just to see what it's all about.
Yep.
And we didn't include mustard seed.
Nope.
But okay, so let's get into it now, folks. We did a very basic shopping list. The problem is shopping has got so many bajillion variations.
You've got every store's got something you may or may not like.
So right now, Roddy, why don't you tell us what we secret shopped?
So what our list consisted of was milk, waffles, white bread, chicken breasts per pound, 80-20 beef per pound, pork chops per pound, brand eggs, organic eggs, name brand shredded cheese, club shredded cheese, sliced cheese, generic pop, Sprite, strawberries, heads of lettuce, bags of lettuce, an 8-count hot dog pack, a 3-pound hot dog pack, a 6-pack of beer, wine, and cereal.
And it's funny, right? Because like I said with Save-A-Lot, it's like they had the beer and the wine because they had to. I mean, it was the each one was like literally the size of this table. There's like one little rack of wine and then one little cooler of beer.
I'm sure it has something to do with liquor licensing
and where they're located. Who's spending the money, I guess. I don't know.
I would agree.
All right, folks. So here we go. Without further ado, here's your pricing. Again, myself and Roddy went to all these stores in person, and we literally walked around the store with clipboards, and we collected all this prices. The pricing of all this stuff. So I'm gonna start with milk, right? Because milk is just basic. Everybody drinks milk. Everybody, and not everybody, right? Some people have their own cow, and I'm not getting into all that.
Ooh.
Okay, but
I wish I had my own cow.
I got nothing for that.
As much milk as my household consumes,
TV timeout.
having a cow would be cheaper sometimes, I think.
All right, so milk.
Oh.
Everybody's
Ric Flair woo.
Everybody's
that's pretty good.
milk prices was $2.39.
Oh, just a lot of peanut butter.
We should have included peanut butter.
We
We
did.
didn't.
Yeah, why didn't we do peanut butter?
$2.39 a gallon was the magic number. Everybody came in at like $2.39, right? Except for
Target.
Aldi's. Okay. Well, Target
was at the high. It was $4.19
Target was
for
$4.
Ryder.
Target was $4.19 for a
$4.19 for a gallon of
2%
milk.
gallon of milk. And again, you got to remember, Target, you're shopping there out of convenience. It's not like a grocery store per se.
No, you're there at Target for other items.
So, but Aldi's,
aren't you, babe?
all these. This is different.
She loves Target.
Having Mrs. Roddy here is a whole different experience.
Oh, I love it.
So
she will keep me accountable and know that what I'm saying is true.
Aldi's was $1.59. So they're our winner in terms of lowest price for a
well
gallon
done,
of milk, okay?
Aldi's. Well done.
And then Whole Foods 365 was $5.99 for a gallon of milk.
What?
$5.99.
What?
All right, now I'm
a
going.
gallon.
I'm going off the.
Is this organic milk?
It must be organic, right? I'm assuming it's all organic, right? It was. And you did not have to milk the cow. The cow was not there.
I have to take out a second mortgage to go buy milk.
And I'm thinking, okay,
my goodness.
The studio audience,
it's got to be a golden cow.
Studio audience is listening right now.
It's a golden cow.
Stop! I can't look at them. They're milking a cow.
They're milking an imaginary
cow.
They're
milking a cow. All right. So the point is,
liquid gold. Yes, it had to have been liquid gold.
But I looked at it and I went no, and I stopped and I looked again. I went no.
Did you ask somebody?
No,
if that
I didn't
price
know what
was
to do.
right?
Like $5.99 per gallon. We go through like 3 to 4 gallons of milk.
Agreed. We go through about
week,
4. Yeah,
right. So I'm thinking that's $20 to $30 of milk.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway,
does Whole Food offer some sort of
a buyback program,
credit card, or what?
All right. So then getting waffles.
I love waffles.
Waffles. Most of the stores came in the mid $2 range for waffles.
Yeah. Guess who won?
The winner was Save-A-Lot. They had Eggos for $1.
No way.
Yes.
How many Eggos in a?
They had the regular thing of Eggos for $1. That's Save-A-Lot. And then
Lego my Eggo.
And then on the counter, the loser of that one was Dave's. Dave's Eggos were $3.29. So everyone was in that $2.40 range except for Dave's and Save-A-Lot, and it was a
Whole
huge
Foods
disparity.
was cheaper.
Whole Foods was actually
organic waffles.
$2.50. They were all around the same. They were all.
They're not.
No, they were. Okay, so let's be clear on the Whole Foods 365. All of their stuff is that brand Whole Foods 365. So if you pick it up in your hand, it says right on there 365 brand. Okay, so that's the pricing for them, and that's their brand. All right. Next was bread. Most of the breads were all about $1. You know, loaf of white bread $1. Whole Foods, of course, was $2.50 for a loaf of white, and then I believe the cheapest again was Aldi's. Aldi's was 90 cents.
Nice job, Aldi.
So you're going to find a theme here. Aldi's and Save-A-Lot, and it's neck and neck, and it was surprising to me because I did not expect Save-A-Lot prices to be equivalent to Aldi's. Okay. Next was pound per pound for chicken, right?
Yep.
Is all in the $3.99, $4 range roughly. Save-A-Lot was the winner at $2.19, and Whole Foods, of course, was the loser at $5.99 a pound. And the thing about Whole Foods is, and again, guys, I'm not bad-mouthing Whole Foods, but I'm telling you what you're dealing with, okay? Everything there, as far as the meats go, is specifically wrapped in individual type of, what's that? That's not freezer wrap. It's, what's that called? The shrink wrap, right?
The cellophane?
Yeah. You know how they, what's that process they do where it's individually
vacuum
wrapped?
Sealed.
Thank you. It's vacuum sealed.
You're welcome.
Okay. And again, they sell them in 1s and 2s for the. What? Kate? Yeah, what? Doesn't have all the hormones in the. It's all, again, this is organic food.
Hormone-free chicken.
They have the never ending.
What?
Brand. Aldi's is the never ending brand where it's no, like, I was just looking at
who?
No antibiotics.
She's saying Aldi's.
Aldi's.
Yeah.
Aldi's has no home.
I believe Roger commented a little earlier that, yeah, most Aldi's have gone hormone-free.
No hormones, animal products, and no additives.
Way to go, Aldi's.
I got a fever. All right, so Aldi's has organic options.
Eat healthy.
So one of our guests in the live studio audience tonight, she'll go by D. So
wow, we're gonna call her D.
So
wow,
D is fact checking us on Aldi's, and she's saying that
who is D's guest then tonight?
D's.
D's. Oh no.
D's guest.
Horrible turn of events. Horrible.
Is P.
What's up, P? We have D
on
and
the couch. On the couch, we got D and P. All right.
Is that going to be the couch? The couch of tears?
Oh my god!
By the end of tonight.
Oh, what happened? All right, let's rope it back in.
Let's.
Next
never
is
any.
beef.
Beef. It's what's for dinner.
Everyone was in the $2.99 to $3.99 a pound range with beef. Again, Aldi's is more expensive. I'm sorry, Whole Foods is more expensive. Aldi's and Dave's was cheap on beef. Dave's was cheap on beef.
Way to go,
Pork. Again, Aldi's is the winner at $2.50. Most of them were in the $3.99 range for pork across the board. And then again, $3.65 was at $4.99 a pound. Then the eggs got broken down into two categories because you can buy the brand name eggs or you can buy the brown organic free range chicken eggs, or, whatever chicken. All that stuff is. So we broke that into two categories. The winner again was Aldi's at 90 cents, and I don't want to say the loser, but
they're not the loser. Coming in last,
Whole Foods was at $3.75, but they only offer organic. They didn't offer like any kind of name brand egg.
Okay.
And then for the most expensive organic egg was actually Acme. Acme they used, I think it was Souder Farms and Market. They were at $4.60 for a dozen eggs for at Acme. Wow. Then we broke down cheese into two categories: name brand versus like Sargento type stuff. Okay. I'm sorry, Sargento versus like Food Club type.
Correct.
Which Mark's was cheapest in both categories for cheese.
All right,
$2.75 for name brand and $1.50 for the club version, and then of course Whole Foods was only available. Theirs was the highest at $3.65.
I noticed.
I'm sorry, $3.99, $3.90.
It's funny. I'm looking at our tally here.
Yeah.
And the two stores that I shopped, they haven't won a single category.
No, and I didn't categorize them because they were all Target and Walmart were all kind of in the middle of the road, except for that disparity with the milk, and mostly because they're not full grocery stores. I didn't count them per se.
Okay.
So then we got Pop. We did Sprite. It's most of these places offer Sprite for $1. And then I think it was Aldi's was the cheapest at 75 cents for a generic. And then and Whole Foods again has their own brand, and they were at $1.99, so $2 for a 2 liter. Here's the interesting thing, right? And this is where Hank will interject his opinion.
Okay.
All right. And you can stop me anytime you want.
Okay.
So
now,
Kate, you're not allowed. Kate, you're not allowed.
Just kidding.
So Whole Foods far and away had the best. Somebody's laughing out there. Whole Foods far and away had the best price on strawberries and on lettuce. Okay. And the reason was their organic products, their produce in particular, is cheaper across the board than all other grocery stores in this area. Okay. Their strawberries were $2.95 for a pack, and they were this big pack, and they were these big, juicy strawberries. And then all the other stores were all at $3.95 for a pack of strawberries.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm thinking, well, that's their hook. So if you walk into Whole Foods, you're met immediately with kind of doom, like kind of like.
Can you please do that one more time?
It's like it would be modern. I don't want to say
modern day.
I hate
techno?
using the word millennial or hipster. I hate using those words, but it'd be like coffee shop / meets bar. If that makes sense.
No.
So it's the experience of going to Whole Foods, right?
Okay.
So you walk in and immediately you're met with artisan coffee shop and, let's get a coffee. And then the whole produce section is in front of you, and it's all good produce. And it's all bigger, greener, and redder than everybody's produce across town.
Okay.
And it's all cheaper than everybody's produce across town. And then on the far side of that is all these – the greens are all separated in their own little greenhouse. They're all so, you got to wear galoshes and a raincoat to go through their produce.
Alrighty then.
But then right on the other side of that, you got this big, like it's like a buffet area.
Okay.
So it's all different types of food that's all ready made, and it's all organic, and it's all ready to eat. So to go there to be young and kid free would be fantastic because you're getting your meals in small little groups. You're getting good produce costs, better produce costs than any other store that we went to.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how they get you. They get you in the door for that produce, and then you drop your money on the other side of the store. Okay, that's just Hank's opinion. All right, take it for what it is. But the point is, that was my experience.
My question with strawberries, they're in and out of season, if I'm not mistaken.
They are.
So they're probably going to be cheaper in the summer.
Yeah, but we're just going apples to apples. In this case, strawberry to strawberry, right? So
true. It
was $3.95 everywhere else, and it was $2.95 at Whole Foods. So that is what it is.
Okay.
So all right. Next we got hot dogs. We got 8-pack and 3-pack or 3-pound pack. Marks and Aldi's were at the $2.99, and a lot of these companies. A lot of them sold Bar S. Have you ever had Bar S hot dogs?
Yes.
But a lot of them were Sugardale too. All right. Yep. So I went off the Sugardale price. So those
shout out to the tribe.
Aldi's and Marks won that. Whole Foods was of course, way above that. They're in the red. Beer, the cheapest beer you're gonna find is at Save a Lot, but you only got 6 to choose from. So
yeah, very true.
Yes. Beer was a 6-pack was $7. Most of the beer was in the $8 to $9 per 6-pack variety. And then Whole Foods had a nice beer section, but most of theirs is would be considered I don't want to say novelty beers. What's the word I'm looking for? Breweries, like microbrews around Ohio and around Akron. And they were in the more of the $10 per 6-pack range.
Right. If you like wine.
Well, wine, Save a Lot and Aldi's were cheapest at $8. Most of them were in the $9 to $12 variety, and then Giant Eagle had more expensive wine, but their wine selection, based on what Roger said, was their wine selection is ginormous.
Oh, Giant Eagle's wine, yes.
I'd be curious to see, and folks, weigh in on this if you want to. You go to Giant Eagle, you go to Acme. Just from I don't want to say, hey, admit you're an alcoholic.
No, don't do that.
What? No, you go, you buy wine, you buy beer, right? Where do you prefer to get your alcohol from?
I think somebody's going to say a liquor store.
The point is, from an Acme Giant Eagle perspective, it seems like the two of them dominate that market in Akron. So where do you feel is your best selection and your best experience with that? And then moving on, we got Juice. Juice, we did, again, they got name brand. Most of the name brands were like Ocean Spray, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then most of them had name brand like Food Club and all that.
See, I goofed because when I went to Walmart and Target, I looked at orange juice.
Yeah, and that's okay. That's okay. Most of the name brands were in that $2.50 to $3 range. And then most of the generics were in that $1.50 range. Save a Lot and Marks were the best in terms of the juice selections, and of course Whole Foods was more expensive. And then cereal, most of the cereal you're going to run into in Akron, whether it's name brand or generic, is in that $2 to $4 range. We saw a lot of them at $3. I saw a lot of $2.99. You even had that at Target at $2.99, and Walmart was $3.99.
Yeah, $3.98. But you get that giant. It's a huge bag.
Again, because of the variation, folks, you got to take that into account too. A lot of these bargain discount places will sell you cheaper stuff, but they'll have it in a smaller container. So always take that into account. I learned that many years ago when I was working with Family Dollar and Dollar General when I was running floor care divisions. They would have it would be the name brand product, and it would be exponentially less than store down the street, but it was in a much smaller container. So, right. You're buying more of it and more frequently.
Yeah, you hear all those people that go buy in bulk.
All right,
You'll
so
save money.
Well, and again, we did not include Sam's Club
or
in
BJ's, none of those.
We didn't do any. What's up? Costco. We didn't do any of that.
That's right.
Because
there is one here now.
Bulk food places is a whole different ballgame. So I mean, and again, we're not trying to be partial to any one store or another. We just wanted to get a general idea of the comparisons between the grocery stores in Akron and the 3-3 area. So here, let's get our little drum roll. All right. So at the end of the day, the generic sum total of all that stuff, Aldi's was at $61.92.
Shout out to Aldi's.
Save a Lot was right behind them at $63.38.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Mark's was at $68.45, and then Acme and Giant Eagle were within $2 of each other. at $83, well, $3 and $86. So Acme and Giant Eagle are right there near each other. And then Whole Foods came in at a whopping $109.24. So after all that research and all that secret shopping, I'm coming to you to tell you the same thing that you knew before we even started this podcast, and that's Aldi's is the cheapest grocery store in the 330.
Thank you for solidifying what I already knew.
So we did all that, but at least now you know.
Now you know. The more you know.
Folks, that takes us off the reservation as far as our grocery store discussion at this time, and we're getting ready now to start talking high school football results. But before we do that, let's have a word from our sponsors.
All right, guys. So we for the last 2 episodes, we've talked about Safe Dryer. Well, I can give you a firsthand testimony. I had Safe Dryer out to my house this week. Because I wanted to know, okay, is this for real? How bad is the lint trap in my house? And let me tell you, it was an eye-opening experience, Hank. He came to my house, did not take more than 10, 15 minutes, had a nice little setup. Folks, let me tell you that Safe Dryer is the real deal. If you want your dryer vents checked before you have a real problem, don't delay. Act today. Give them a call, 330-510-1256, or find them on Facebook for a free estimate and tell them Roddy sent you. I will stick my neck out for them. They did a phenomenal job. I could not believe the amount of lint that I had in my house. So shout out to Safe Dryer. Now, Hank, are you ready for some football?
I'm ready for some football, folks. Now, this is full disclosure now, guys. This is going to be chippy. There's going to be some interesting opinions that are shared back and forth among our studio audience and as well as you guys as well. So right now, I want you to share this. I want you to share it far and wide across Akron. I want to have a legitimate discussion with everybody here. Here's what prompted this. Again, full disclosure. I am a Archbishop Hoban High School alumni.
Shout out to Hoban.
I graduated in 1992.
Wow, you're old.
I am. So
cheap shot. I'm sorry.
And let's back it up even further. So I went to St. Sebastian's for grade school growing up. Okay, my mom worked like 14 jobs, and so did my dad to put me and my sister through private education.
Shout out to Shirley.
We were Catholic at the time. So I went to St. Sebastian's, and then I went to Hoban afterward, and then I attended Ashland University. So I literally got a full private education my entire existence.
That's awesome.
Which then I met my wife,
and she's saying she tainted you.
She didn't taint me. All right. So the point to that is.
Wow.
From a public school perspective, the only public school that I attended was Rankin for kindergarten. Okay. And seriously, my parents worked real hard to put myself and my sister through private education. That being said, about 2-3 weeks ago. So my day job office is in downtown Barberton. And Hoban, by chance,
shout out to the Barberton Magic.
This is one of those where you look at. This is one of those where you.
Too soon. This
is one of those where you look at the Cubs and you look at the Indians and you're thinking, there's no way that they're ever going to meet for the World Series, like ever. Okay.
Right. And then,
well, it's the same thing with Hoban and Barberton.
Hell froze over.
Hoban and Barberton are in different divisions. I can work here, no problem. I'm in this community. I can help support this community and work in this community.
Right.
And at the same time, I can still support as an alumni. Again, full disclosure, I'm no longer Catholic. Okay, but the point is. I still support Hoban. We're alumni, right? So I don't know. It was 2-3 weeks ago. Hoban and Barberton are playing each other, which yes. I mean, the fates would have it that would happen, right? Because Hoban actually they won the state championship 2 years in a row, and they got bumped up a division,
right?
And so now collision course, and they end up playing Barberton, which Barberton was having one of the best years in the history of their program.
Congratulations to Barberton.
So great year for football to Barberton High School to the Magic.
A huge shout out. They had a phenomenal season.
So I made. In typical Hank fashion, a Facebook post that said, hey, good luck, Hoban, today. And at the same time, I also did a post about
shouted out to Barberton.
Yeah, man. I'm like, look at Barberton. The whole city's purple today. They're all marching the streets. This is great. The community's behind the team. Blah, blah,
and
blah.
let me guess. You caused a ruckus, didn't you? Didn't you?
I did not cause a ruckus.
Okay.
I didn't cause a
whatever
ruckus.
You have to tell yourself.
No, the thing is, people are very passionate about this. Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Look at Joe. Joe's already chiming in. Imagine if Barberton could recruit like Hoban. So here's the
Joe.
thing.
You're getting a little ahead here.
Yeah, we're getting to that, Joe.
Stand by. We'll get there in a minute.
So here's the thing, right? So point being, I had skin in both games, but I didn't have a horse in the race. In other words, I don't have kids at either school.
Right.
I am no longer affiliated with either. I'm not affiliated with either organization.
You will forever be affiliated with Hoban because you're an alumni.
I'm an alumni, but I'm not Catholic anymore. My kids don't go there, and I they send me the alumni thing, and will you donate? And here's
give
the
us money,
and I give them $19.92 a year. That's my.
Oh, isn't that unique?
My alumni thing. So that's
you're still old. That hasn't changed.
Right? All right. Thanks for that. So.
Got it.
So the thing we want to talk about with this,
I love you, Hank. It's all fun.
There's so much that goes into the dynamic. Everybody started like busting my chops like immediately on Facebook, and it was like, oh, the private schools recruit, and oh this and oh that, and all these public schools don't stand a chance, and blah 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 blah. And I'm going, ah. So we determined that this would be our topic tonight because of what happened with that. And we have done a lot of research over the last 2 weeks to put this thing together, including attending several high school football games.
Yep.
Okay. So let's talk about this.
Well, where we differ, you went to private school.
Okay.
I went to public school.
Shout
out to the Green Bulldogs.
Tell us the Roddy story.
So Roddy spent his entire career life
at Green High School. I grew up in Green. I went to Greenwood, Kleckner, the middle school and the high school. Never went anywhere else. So I'm a Bulldog.
The voice. Where'd you go to college?
I did my college education online.
Okay.
Shout out to Ashworth College.
Okay.
I got a degree in business management.
Okay. Well, so we approach this from different viewpoints.
We do.
I was private school my whole life. You were public school your whole life.
Yep.
Okay. So it's nice that we can look at that. And when I look at this issue, right, it doesn't just boil down to who can recruit, who has money, blah, 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 blah.
No, there's so many more variables. There's
something I would like to call community population theory, and we're going to get into that. And it's the whole thought process of city versus suburb. Hello. City versus suburb.
I think you need a drink.
Yeah, puberty. And a lot of this happened because of the 1988 phenomenon of the whole Notre Dame versus Miami scenario that they called Catholics versus convicts.
Shout out to ESPN 30 for 30.
So ESPN did the 30 for 30, and it was Catholics versus convicts because
if
at the time.
If you have not watched, watch it.
If you haven't seen it, it's fantastic. But at the time, they were marketing the Notre Dame Catholic school versus the Miami public university that was mostly they had a lot of issues, right, with kids with off the field issues at the time. This was 1988. So all that mentality and thought process has led into this high school thought process as well in terms of private versus public, the way that it's broken down and the way that it's approached mentally by folks around Northeast Ohio. And it's Ohio in general, and probably the United States in general. When you think high school football, there's 4 states that jump out in my mind, and that's Ohio, Texas, California, and Florida.
Yep. Those
are the best in terms of high school football. That's where you're going to get the Friday night lights. I mean, the birthplace of the modern NFL is Ohio. And I looked that up earlier today, actually, because I wanted to find out why is the Hall of Fame in Canton. And a lot of that has to do with the fact
because Canton is awesome.
Let me grab my map.
Oh wait, you're doing what?
I have a map.
What is that?
Did
your iPhone print that? What is that?
This is
you are truly showing your age right now.
This is no.
Yes, you are. Nobody uses maps.
This is a map of the state of Ohio, okay?
Everybody uses this. Your phone. See this.
I understand that, right? But I went.
What are you doing?
I went to AAA today.
Oh my!
Okay?
You're even triple. Wow. Can you get any older on air right now? Can you get any older?
I got a map of Ohio and a Northeast Ohio map.
Are we going on a Neil Zerker trip, or what are we doing?
They do still do triptychs. They still do triptychs. And what's amazing is. No, they do. Because
What is a can you explain a little bit?
One of
what
my
is a
first
triptych?
One of my first ever jobs in high school, I was an emergency road service dispatcher for AAA. Okay, I worked for the Thomas family and for Richard Duffy, God rest his soul, and my day job was I was a domestic travel agent, which we did triptychs. Okay. So you would say, hey, I'm going to Juniper, Florida. And I would say, okay. And I'd grab all the little flip maps and we'd put it in a booklet and we'd highlight it. And then as you drive down 77 or 95 to go to Juniper or 71 or whatever, you would flip it as you'd get to the end of it. That was a triptych. Wow. All right. So that was pre-Garmin. The more you know. Wow. You guys got me smiling to a point I got to relax my face here. Okay. All right, so dang it. By the way, I forgot to shout somebody out. Let's see if I can do this. If it'll show it.
Shouting the AAA person out.
Chrissy Spangler. Chrissy Spangler.
Hi, Chrissy.
Grocery Grabbers. Grocery Grabbers are located here in Akron. She runs a company that will go and grocery shop for you. And I ran into her at Aldi's, and she was so excited about our show tonight. So please make sure that you look up Grocery Grabbers. Okay, that goes back to Act 1. Yeah.
Yes, because nobody can read it when you flick it.
What can't hear?
Put it in front of the camera, Hank. There you go. Hi, Chrissy. Hold on. There's her phone number, 1-888-77-GO-GRAB.
We are not.
There's a website.
We're not affiliated with her, so if they suck, don't blame me. But at the same
too soon.
No, I'm just saying.
Where's the boo? Moon Man. No, you gotta boo him on that one.
The point is, she was a really nice lady, and I loved the fact of what she did, and I wanted to give her some pub.
Are you kidding me? I'm lazy. I would love for someone to go shopping for me.
My point is, though, I'm not gonna we don't know them personally.
No, we have no affiliation through the show.
So that's it. I'm taking us off the hook. Okay,
that's good.
All right, so back to Ohio. So let's see if I can show you guys this.
Oh my! Can you put that away?
Canton.
My goodness.
1892. It was the Allegheny Athletic Club.
1892. That was the year you were born, right?
Listen, it was the Allegheny.
No,
it was the Allegheny Athletic Club versus the Pittsburgh Athletic Club in 1892. That was the first ever major, was considered to be professional football game that occurred. Okay, and in 1920, the Canton Bulldogs were founded, and they were considered the birth team of the NFL. So the precursors to the NFL were the AFL